All right, physics pros, welcome. If you're looking for that final confidence boost before your IGCSE Physics Paper 2 exam, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to turn any of those last-minute nerves into pure, focused energy. So let's jump right in. Yeah, I get it. The clock is ticking, you've got all these formulas swimming around in your head, and the pressure, well, it's real. But what if I told you that in just the next few minutes, we could turn that stress into a solid strategy? That's exactly what we're going to do.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll break down the exam itself. You gotta know what you're up against. Then, we'll build your essential formula toolkit. After that, we'll get into some really smart exam strategies to help you grab every possible mark. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a final confidence boost. Ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first things first, you can't win the game if you don't know the rules, right? So understanding how Paper 2 is set up is your first huge advantage. Here's the lowdown. You've got 40 multiple choice questions and just 45 minutes to do them all. That works out to a little over 1 minute per question. Each one is worth 1 mark, and there's no partial credit. So what does that mean? It means you have to be fast, but you also have to be accurate. It's a real balancing act. Now listen up, because this is one of the biggest and easiest traps to fall into: unit conversion. It's such a classic way to lose marks that you totally deserve. They'll give you a distance in kilometers, but want the speed in meters per second. Or they'll give you time in minutes when you need it in seconds. So make this a habit. Before you even think about your calculator, double check that all your units match up. Okay, so we know the layout of the exam. Now, let's build your arsenal. It's time to go over those essential formulas. Seriously, think of these as your absolute best friends in that exam hall. You have to know them by heart. It's just non-negotiable. We're going to start with the absolute basics of mechanics. You'll see these pop up all over the place, so let's make sure they are completely locked in. First up, good old density. The formula is rho equals m over v. That funny little p is a Greek letter called rho, and it just stands for density. All this formula is saying is how much stuff, that's mass, is packed into a certain amount of space, or volume. A true classic. Next, the one, the only, Newton's second law, force equals mass times acceleration. This formula is the key to, well, pretty much all of motion. If you have a net force acting on something, it has to accelerate. It's as simple as that. And let's be super clear on this one. Mass is not the same thing as weight. Your mass is the amount of stuff you're made of, and that never changes, no matter where you are. Your weight, though, is a force. It's your mass multiplied by g, the gravitational field strength. Here on Earth, g is about 9.8. But on the moon, it's way less, so you would weigh less. All right, let's move on to the things that make the universe go round: energy and power. These two are always linked, and you can absolutely bet they will make an appearance on your exam. Next, we have kinetic energy. That's the energy of motion. The formula is Ke equals half mv squared. Now, the most important bit here is that v is squared. That means that an object's speed has a huge impact on its energy. If you double the speed, you actually get 4 times the kinetic energy. So please, please always remember to square the v. Power is all about how fast energy is being used. It's just the energy transferred, or the work done, divided by the time it took. So a more powerful machine can do the same amount of work, just in less time. Simple as that. Let's round out our essential toolkit with 2 more big ones from waves and electricity. I can pretty much guarantee you're going to need these. This is the fundamental wave equation, v equals f times lambda. It just means a wave's speed, v, is equal to its frequency, f, that's how many waves go by each second, multiplied by its wavelength, lambda, which is the distance from one peak to the next. Such a simple formula, but incredibly useful. And for anything to do with circuits, Ohm's law is king. Voltage equals current times resistance. This little triangle of relationships is behind almost every basic circuit problem you'll ever see. So you gotta know it, love it, and use it. Okay, so you know the format, and you've got your formulas ready to go. But how do you actually use all that when the clock is ticking? Let's talk tactics. This is how you turn what you know into actual marks on the paper. This is so, so important. I can't tell you how many marks are lost just because someone missed one tiny little word. You've got to be on the lookout for words like not, always, or incorrect. A great habit is to physically underline or circle these keywords in the question. It just forces you to slow down for a split second and really process what's being asked.
Circuits can get a little tricky, so have this mental checklist ready. For a series circuit, picture a single-lane road. The flow of traffic, or the current, has to be the same everywhere. For a parallel circuit, think of a highway with multiple lanes. The traffic, or current, splits up, but the journey, or the voltage, is the same for each lane.
You know, graphs are really just stories told with data. So for a distance time graph, how steep the line is, the gradient tells you the speed. On a speed time graph, the gradient tells you the acceleration, and the area underneath the line is the total distance you've traveled. And for Hooke's law, just look for that straight line going through the origin.
So what happens if you're stuck on a question? Don't just panic and guess blindly. Use the process of elimination. A lot of the time, you can immediately spot one or two answers that are just obviously wrong. Cross them out. Even if you can only get rid of one answer, you've just massively boosted your chances of picking the right one from what's left. Okay, let's bring it all home. We've talked about the exam format, we've gone through the must-know formulas, and we've covered some smart strategies. Now for the final and most important part, your mindset. Just remember this. You have put in the work. You've studied these topics, and you've practiced the problems. You have the tools, and now you have the strategies. I want you to walk into that exam hall. Trust in your preparation, stay calm, and just show them what you know. You are so ready for this. Good luck. Fundoo Tutor is a personalized learning platform that helps students succeed in Cambridge, IB, and other international curriculums with expert mentorship, structured learning support, and engaging resources.